Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 343 Life Group. My name is Aysleth Zeladon. I go by Sachi Ice Queen on a lot of social media. If you're in this group and listening to this, it's because you made the choice to join our select little small group. And we do this with intentions because when there's too many people in a little group, in a group, then we can't focus as much attention and on this on like particular issues. And so I wanted to definitely appreciate and definitely give a shout out to Gigi Sabat. She is endorsed by Les Brown, who was a radio host for many, many years. And he is really well known in the speaking community. And so it's been a true joy to be able to do these global conferences with her. That's why I have this background, is so that you can see how many books she's written. And so she has written a lot of books, and they're all spiritual based. She is a domestic violence survivor, and she will, you know, I have liberty to say that because she has told multiple people in the world, and that's why she is a motivational speaker, because she is alive because God allowed her to be alive. And she tells her story. She was a law student, and she has just been a very, very essential part in our ministry. And the main reason is because I have been part of the Women Worlds Conference and Awards Florida chapter last year, and then this year as well. We're in 2024 and we're about to do a Global Warrior Conference. I definitely wanted to share some of the conferences that we have done in the past. So this is the logo for Women Worlds Conference and Awards. Even though it is, women, women in there majorly, there are some men in the Florida chapter. Manny Blue is one of the ones that is, he focuses in the fixing people's credit and insurance industry. And so he definitely is part of this Florida chapter as well. And then I definitely wanted to we just recently did this superpower um global conference, and it was about um just what your superpower is. My son has autism, and so he got to speak, and so that was pretty cool. This There was another one that we did. I was also part of the Global Autism Conference that they did. And so I speak on autism a lot, mainly because one of the books that I have published is all about um autism, which is this green one right here that you see. And so I was also part of the Global Faith Conference. And so that was pretty cool to be able to be part of that. So all of these are ones that I have been a part of. And that's the reason why I'm showing you all of these backgrounds, so that you can kind of see the ones that I personally or someone in my organization has been a part of. Just recently, the one that's the most recent one was this global health and wellness event. And it was pretty awesome to get to hear, specific speakers speaking about divorce, speaking about health, speaking about business, speaking about just all things to do with health. And so a lot of the times people don't realize that mental health first starts in your brain. Um, any kind of health. They say your brain is your second stomach. I've heard that a lot of times. Um, and a lot of people don't feed their brain. They don't feed their brain protein. And so a lot of the times, because a lot of mental health problems start because they're not being fed. your brain is not being fed. Are you reading books? Are you reading books that are, or even listening to books on audiobooks, on Audible, or listening, there's so many books even on YouTube. Even if you don't like to read, you can still listen to books. And so, that constant mentality of growth and to have that student mentality is very, very important. And so when it comes to all of these issues, I've always, because I've been a student most of my life, it's kind of easy for me to just to sit there and just listen and learn. Um, it was pretty cool to be part of a career fair as well with um they had a leadership um global conference as well. And so it was pretty cool to be part of all these global conferences that are they're shown on, of course, social media. And then um there, if you see right there, you can see all the platforms that she is on. And so Podbean, um, there are some more, and so it's been a joy to be able to partner with her and have our nonprofit be a sponsor. All last year we sponsored her global conferences all last year. This year we just are partnering together to put on these global conferences. And so it's been pretty awesome to be able to do that. Transcending La Familia is one that my nonprofit does. And so learning idiom, it does break language barriers and culture barriers by perfecting people's English and Spanish. And how we do that is we basically just create content for people. Um, the other ones is Moving Mountains for You, which stay tuned for that one because my son is about to take that one over. So my son's middle name is Aaron, and so I named this particular podcast after him because Aaron means strong mountain. And so now that I stopped recording episodes, all of the episodes are still available on all of the platforms, but I'm just not interviewing people and doing that anymore. I did it for about 3 years, and so he's gonna take over this one because he has expressed that he wants to. He's writing his fourth book, and so it would be a very it's been a joy to be able to, get on the phone and talk to him and, ask him if he wants to do these things because um he loves talking about his books and he loves talking about a lot of select topics. And so definitely going to let him choose who he's going to interview because the number one question that he would always ask me, and still even now, but why? But why? But why? But why? And so just that mentality of asking questions is very, very valuable in the educational world because some kids, they don't have that ability of asking why. They just do what they're told and they do not have that next step and of, hey, why is this happening? And so I'm very glad that he has matured enough to finally be able to verbalize certain things. And now he'll be able to share his perspective with his audience. And so, um, I definitely wanted to, it recently was, Memorial Day. And so both me and my husband, we are very, very involved when it comes to public safety and public service because of everything that we do. We always like to donate. We just recently donated to the fire department and to the teachers. And so we like to do those things just to support the community. Because if you don't support the community that you're part of, then why are you in that community? Like what kind of impact are you going to have? And so this is the um this is one of the episodes that we did with Learning with Faith. Um so as you can see there, this is Alejandra Reyes. She is part of River Valley Adult alliance, and she's teaching English to Spanish speakers, and then they're also going to have Spanish classes in the River Valley. And so she is in charge of Pope and Yell County. And so you definitely have to go online. They have a Facebook page on River Valley Adult Learning Alliance. We have partnered with her. She was my intern last year, and she has expressed that she wants to continue to be an intern and wants to be in the podcast a little bit more. And so definitely excited for that. So she will be probably more than likely co-hosting Transcending La Familia with me, which is definitely always a blessing. This episode that we did with Yara. She is a sponsor as well. She is a bookkeeping company that is, she does bookkeeping for nonprofits, but also other companies as well. And she's Puerto Rican. And so it's been a joy. And then this is Eva Gutierrez Rivas. She is a nurse in a cancer facility, and she also makes piñatas for parties. And so definitely wanted to shout her out. I definitely wanted to show y'all Pastor Cherise. She is the person that gave me and my husband premarital classes, and so I definitely always shout her out as much as I can, because she's a very, very good friend, and she has definitely been very, very essential in my personal journeys as well as my husband's. And then that it was the day that me and him, this is the pastor that married us, because Pastor Sharice is in Flint, Michigan, and so we live in Arkansas, and so we travel a lot, but we live here, and so we had to find a local one that and so this is Jacques. Pastor, he's the one who married us, and so that's been a joy to be able to do that. Um, and it's just always awesome to be able to meet amazing people in the nonprofit sectors of the business world. To me, it's definitely been such a big honor. Um, and I'm very, very excited for our upcoming Father's Day um car show. And so we are going to also be live streaming all of the Father's Day summits that we have done in the past, and also releasing the brand new episode with Jose Escobar, which was one of our sponsors of last year. And so I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of have you guys see the faces that have been involved in 343 Ministries and 343 life group. And so I definitely wanted to show you, I think it's pretty awesome that I always like to say, create my own abundance. Not everyone knows how to do that, especially in today's world, but if you do it correctly, you get connected with the right people that can lead you to the same, your goals. And so I was a life coach for maybe 2 years in Conway. And so, Life Services of America is the company that Gigi Sabat has. It is a limited liability company, and she is also a life coach. And so I currently am not a life coach anymore, mainly because me and my husband, we took on the role of this ministry. We're both ordained ministers, and we both um, we both are part of this nonprofit learning idiom. And so we now are able to marry people and have, funeral services, anytime, any type of, guidance of prayer, of um, whatever it is that you need. We always like to say that we meet people where they're at spiritually. And so, we have dealt with a lot of different types of people. And we're very fortunate enough to come from very strong religious backgrounds, but we attend a non-denominational church because we didn't. In my head, that was one of the things that I asked God for in my husband, is that I didn't want him to be limited by one religion. But I wanted him to have that foundation of Jesus. And so um, that is something that even though we may not always be as involved in the church per se, we are always serving our community and serving God in our own way. And we just recently actually did join New Life Church, one of their campuses in Little Rock. And so it's pretty awesome to be able to have as much impact as we have had over the years. Me and him have been married for about literally a month and 6 days. And so it's been a it's been a joy to be able to have be on this adventure and be on this adventure with, someone that we both had very similar backgrounds. And so um I showed you a bunch of faces and I showed you all these organizations and these names for a reason, because if you don't know who has impacted your life, to me, that means that you're pretty ungrateful because you're not recognizing the impact that certain people had, positive, communication, positive encouragement. But discipline is very, very needed in a household. Discipline is very needed in your mind. And so that's the number one thing that I've learned over the years, even in business, is if you don't have that discipline of time blocking. If you don't know what time blocking is literally you're gonna block these 2 hours to focus on one task, block 30 minutes to focus on this task, a block 10 minutes to focus on this task, so just time block yourself. And a lot of people don't know that concept, and I've learned that concept because I've been in the business world since 2013. So it's pretty awesome that now I get to have interns and I get to, share my wisdom and share my skill set with the people that joined, that want us to serve them. And so, most businesses will say, and the businesses that thrive are the ones that are service oriented. And the reason why I say it that way is because if you're just there to make money, you could probably be very extremely successful, but what kind of impact are you having? What are you doing with all of that money? That's the reason why we have this nonprofit, is because even though we do have multiple companies, we always have a nonprofit that allows us to give back to our community. And so this 343 Ministries is how we are able to. Of course, there are some paid memberships, that is something that we got to keep the lights on, we got to pay our bills. And so we are very realistic with certain situations. And so definitely grateful for that. Um, but hope you guys have an amazing session. Make sure that you really focus in and hone in and listen to the words that you're about to hear in these headphones. And make sure you make this time intentional, because if you're not doing life intentionally, then you're not going to grow. So again, this is Aysleth Zeladon, um, and you are listening to 343 Ministries, part of this amazing 343 Life Group. And we have a website, 343lifegroup.com. So definitely check it out. Hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. Take care. God bless. And peace be with you. And if you have any further questions, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. Bye for now.